If you get lower back pain, one of the likely causes is your tight ass hips. So I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite hip mobility exercises to address that. Our hips are a ball and socket joint that are made to be very mobile, but because of your sedentary lifestyle or previous injuries, it likely isn't as mobile as it should be. But our body is very smart, which means it's going to try to compensate through somewhere else. Instead of just moving through our hip, it's going to move through our pelvis. It's going to put a lot more tension on our lumbar spine, even when we're just standing and doing nothing. So what we can do is train the body to isolate and move through the hips as it needs to, with something like controlled articular rotations, or CARs for short. So I like to use some kind of external force to keep myself very stable, to make sure as I'm doing the hip CARs, I don't move from any other part of my body. Keeping your hips in contact with this and pulling into it and creating tension everywhere else, you're going to drive your leg up here, making sure not to dump your hips forward. So bring your leg up as high as you can, then you're going to externally rotate, and you're going to abduct as far as you can without taking your entire pelvis with you. Once you get here, you're trying to internally rotate without dumping your knee forward. Act like there's a pin going through your knee here, and you're going to internally rotate as you kick back, working through the edge of your hip range of motion, going into your glute now as you kick back. And then we're going to reverse. We're going to bring our leg up and around, trying to internally rotate. You're not going to get much internal rotation here, but you're trying to, and it's going to feel a little painful on that part of your hip. And then from here, we're going to externally rotate and then adduct back to baseline, and that is 1 rep. So what we're doing here is working through our max range of motion with our hip and getting our body used to being there so that when it needs to go there, it has the capability to go there. If you found this helpful, like and follow for more tips.